Good morning. Did you guys know I bought a house almost 3 years ago? And with that house came a well-kept, very, very flower-heavy boomer garden. It's full of all kinds of flowers, really. And these bushes, which are very pretty most of the time, but you know what they're also? Not very good for insects and animals. It's all the pretty flowers, those that don't, like roses, like there's a big rose bush right here. I'm making this video because I figured out what this channel is going to be about for the next few years, and I figured I'd tell you guys. I noticed something, and I don't know if you've noticed this too, but when I was a kid, when we went for a drive, the entire windscreen would just be splattered with insects. And there was this joke that you couldn't read the license plate because there was just insects, there was just mosquitoes everywhere. And I haven't really seen a bug splatter more than like twice during the entire last summer. They're just not there anymore. It's basically a manifestation of the biodiversity crisis this planet is in, apparently. And my garden doesn't really change anything. Well, it does a little bit, and that's why we're making this, because I'm lazy. For the uninvited, you might have figured out that I tend to start stuff and then leave stuff and then keep going back and forth. And now my doctor tells me I should probably check up whether or not I have ADHD, so, that could be an explanation, but it does have its merits, it does have its benefits, because that means that I sometimes leave stuff and then something happens. Like, I have not been out with the yard trimmings from like the hedge and the lawn, and when I had to cut down some branches or they just fell off the trees, I just basically put them in the corners around of my garden. And interestingly enough, that seems to have created like areas where there are more bugs than other places. Like, the more I leave stuff alone, the more life seems to show up. And that's interesting. Like, I'm not very good at mowing my lawn, so I try because, I got boomer neighbors, but I'm not good at it. And I noticed the more I forgot to mow my lawn, the more flowers show up in them. And it's not like, your regular roses and stuff. No, it's wildflowers. And suddenly you see more bugs in the lawn. The lawns are usually dead, but this one's not, because of the last few years of me being unattentive. And I figured we're gonna spice that up. We're gonna spend the next 3 years making this place as insect friendly and wildlife friendly as I possibly can, without making my neighbors complain. I mean, I do have some pretty cool neighbors. There's an old lady with like this house, and she's pretty nice. And over on that side, there's he just retired, like an engineer, and he doesn't have time for gardening either. So he literally left the front yard as a wild garden. So he's cool. But like the guys next to him, they're like 80 years old, both of them, and they're not. Their yards are very trimmed. So we gotta come up with this, in between. Like, I have a nice lawn, but then a part of it is a wild meadow, and another part of it is a wild flower bed. And I'm gonna build like insect hotels. We're gonna have bird nests, bat nests, places for like hedgehogs and squirrels. I'm gonna put in water features. We're gonna remove some of these like unimportant plants, like this rose bush here. It's just, you can't see it, but it's massive. It's not useful. It doesn't provide anything. So I think it has to go. I figure it's a 3-year project, with the first 2 years being, what can we do? How can we improve it? Can we make places where they live? Like if you notice, like right there's a dead tree that's just been cut very tall. And that thing is amazing because that provides a lot of life. Like, there's fungi on it and everything. And we can do more with it and make it even better. and we can add stuff. And that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna spend about 2 years where I'm gonna make videos about it, and we're gonna make videos about what is in the garden and what is attracted to the garden doing it. And then the last year, I think it's just a third year where it's going to be what is in it, what's life now from like early spring till late like Christmas. What happens in the garden? Who lives here? What changes happen? Like it's a really cool project just to see what changes will happen if you put in like a small water feature. I'm not talking like a full-on pond, just a little like box like this big, like that tall. That's what difference would that make? Like, oh, I can hear birds. Oh, that's a big bird nest. I just noticed that like there's a tree here right next to my house, and there's a giant bird nest in it, which kind of explains why our branches keep falling down over there, because that thing is massive. It's like years of pile up. That's pretty cool. I'll show you one day. But just changes and make this incredible and interesting. And that's what's gonna be happening. Like, we're gonna try and attract butterflies. We're gonna try and see what kind of night activity is here. And I have a bunch of cameras and a bunch of ideas. And I hope you're gonna join me on this journey of trying to create a wildlife garden while maintaining the perception of a well-managed garden, because boomers are still a thing. It's gonna be like a video a month at best, and I'm gonna have fun, and I hope you other guys are gonna have fun, because you know, we all saw with the last few videos, number one, didn't do too well. Number two, I clearly didn't have my heart in it. And you know, the old style videos I don't have the heart for anymore. I just can't. I want to create something. I want to be, you know, positive. I want to have a positive impact on something. And well, I have like a regular sized garden with decent life and decent stuff in it, and I can make it better. I want to make this like a little oasis in this sea of houses. And we're just gonna see, this is like a 50-year-old neighborhood, so you know, there are a decent amount of life, but it can be better. And we're going to make it. Like, I wanna put in a water feature, and I wanna put native fish, like small native fish in it, and I wanna see if we can attract a kingfisher. That would be so cool. And that's the stuff I wanna do. And I hope you guys are gonna be in on it, because it's gonna be fun. And you know, I already got like 5 ideas I'm working with. That's not true. I got like 50 ideas, but I got like 5 ideas just in the next couple of months. It's gonna be really great, and I hope you're gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy making them for once, and it's just gonna be fun, and it's just gonna be a little thing for me, and you know, just to see, can you take a regular old boomer garden and create a wildlife paradise while still making it look like you have a well-managed garden. That's the thing. That's what we're going